Thank you. Ms. Bonamici of Oregon.
Thank you very much, and thank you to Chair Davis and Ranking Member Smucker for this hearing today, and thank you to our witnesses, but thank you to the leadership of the committee for approaching this important issue on a bipartisan basis. I've often said that I'm a big believer in higher education, but we have to have a path for everyone, and not everyone is on the same path. And I have seen in my home state of Oregon where registered apprenticeships and pre-apprenticeships are really helping people, and I'm especially looking at women and people of color and dislocated workers, and it's helping them access good paying jobs. It's so important. A few months ago, I had this great roundtable conversation. Our friends in labor at UA Local 290 Training Center, the Plumbers and Steamfitters, hosted it for us. We had about 30 people around the table, apprentices and union leaders. Sade, who's gone through the Steamfitters Local 290 program, said, "I love what I do. People who look like me coming into these spaces matters." Jackie said, "IBEW gave me a chance." Single moms like Sarah said, "Without Constructing Hope's pre-apprenticeship training program, I would never be here providing a better life for my kids and myself." And I noted there were 3 women there. We have this wonderful organization called Oregon Tradeswomen that is really helping women get into the trades and show them those opportunities. And I know how these registered apprenticeships and pre-apprenticeships and youth apprenticeships are all helping workers, especially those with barriers, and we've had that conversation here this morning. As entire sectors of our economy are on the brink of significant transformation as well, we need to rapidly scale up our investments in registered apprenticeships to recognize the future of work and respond to local workforce needs. And I'm glad to see apprenticeships expanding in new fields. It's really important. I have worked with Chair Davis and Congressman Ferguson and Congressman Guthrie to introduce the Promoting Apprenticeships Through Regional Training Networks for Employers Required Skills, easier to remember as Partners Act. We've been working on this bipartisan bill that invests existing federal dollars in industry partnerships that bring together employers, education, training, labor, community-based organizations to facilitate the creation of these on-the-job programs that meet the demands of employers, but also provide workers with important support. I'm grateful that Chair Davis incorporated many of our provisions into this National Apprenticeship Act reauthorization we're working on today. And Mr. Bustillo, thank you so much for HCAP's continued support for the Partners Act. In your testimony, you discussed the importance of apprentices accessing supportive services, which is an important part of the bill, such as childcare, transportation, housing assistance. How do local intermediaries and industry partnerships support the expansion of registered apprenticeships, and how can these partnerships make sure that the apprentices are receiving the necessary supportive services that they need to succeed?
Thank you. So I'm going to answer it in the frame of healthcare as well, right? So thinking about healthcare, one of the things that I appreciate certainly about the Partners Act is the fact that there is a focus on intermediaries, obviously industry partnerships, but small and mid-sized firms as well.
Right.
So we think about healthcare. Normally, most folks would assume that healthcare employers are all large employers, which is not the case. We have many small and mid-sized firms in healthcare that have tremendous workforce needs, and we have a care crisis coming in this country, right? So thinking about the direct care workers and the looming care crisis that we have as well, these are important considerations. So we have no 50-state healthcare employers, right? That does not exist. So intermediary partnerships at the local and regional level are certainly critical to helping develop the infrastructure and ecosystem that is needed to drive this work forward in healthcare. So thinking about intermediaries doing work related to wraparound services, supportive services as well, right? Whether it's directly through those organizations, working with employers and unions on coming up with solutions to that, working with local human service provider organizations as well. It's really about creating that local infrastructure and that connection across the continuum, which includes career and technical educations and community colleges as well, thinking about removing some of the administrative burden to expand these programs, and also thinking about aggregating demand, right? Which is really important in healthcare if you think about small and mid-sized firms. Those are all critical considerations to helping drive this work forward in healthcare.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And as with our aging population, we really need to address the needs in healthcare. Secretary Robinson, in your testimony, you mentioned that Maryland uses Department of Labor Apprenticeship Expansion Grant funding to support pre-apprenticeship programs. Why is it important for pre-apprenticeships to be registered?
So the pre-apprenticeship prepares those that may have barriers that aren't quite ready to enter the registered apprenticeship to kind of get what they need, to get the initial skills training, to be on a path where they can step into a position where they are ready to take on the learning and earning model. We have, you mentioned kind of regional areas. We have assigned regional apprenticeship navigators that work out of some of our American Job Centers, kind of using some of our Wagner-Pizer money to help direct people to apprenticeships when it works. That works well for us in terms of pre-apprenticeship programs, because obviously our American Job Centers are hubs for all kinds of agencies to focus on that barrier removal. We're working at that level in the pre-apprenticeship timeframe to do everything that they need to get them ready to step into the registered apprentice role so that we can make sure that they're successful.
Terrific. Thank you. My time has expired. I yield
Thank
back.
you.